Are those pies for the bake sale? I sure like pie. Please? Oh. Dear Tim and Moby, I want to know how to add and subtract fractions. From Joshua. Well, pies are perfect for talking about fractions. As you can see, this is one pie. That's one part of one whole, or 1/1 in fraction form. If I cut the pie right down the middle, I get two pieces. Each piece is 1 divided by 2, or 1/2 of the whole. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 2 halves, or 1 whole. In a fraction, the numbers have names. The top number is the numerator, and the bottom number is the denominator. The denominator tells us how many pieces make up one whole. The numerator tells us how many of those pieces we're dealing with. Right, the 2 in this case is a common denominator shared by both fractions. When you add fractions with the same denominator, you add the numerators while the denominator stays the same. Each of these pieces is 1 divided by 4, or 1/4 of the whole. We can see that 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 2/4, or 1/2. So let's say we want to add 1/4 of this pie to 1/2 of another one. Cutting pie. 1/4 and 1/2 are fractions with different denominators. To add them, we need to find their LCD, or lowest common denominator. That's basically the lowest common multiple of the fraction's denominators. For our denominators, 2 and 4, that number is 4. So we want to write all of our fractions as fractions of 4. 1/4 already is, and as we saw before, 1/2 and 2/4 are really the same thing. Now that we have a common denominator, we can just add the numerators. 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. Well, subtraction is the same idea. As long as we have a common denominator, it's just a matter of subtracting the numerators. If we don't have a common denominator, we find the lowest common denominator and rewrite our fractions to match. Here's a good example. Last year, Moby's pies were the highest selling items in the bake sale. In fact, 5/9 of all the students in our school bought them. But the year before, only 5/12 of the school bought the pies. Come on, it was the first year you made them. People didn't know how good they were yet. Anyway, to find out what fraction of students bought the pies the second year, but not the first year, we would subtract 5/12 from 5/9. Okay, the denominators are 9 and 12. What's the LCD? Good, 36. That's the lowest number that both 9 and 12 multiply into evenly. So let's rewrite our fractions as fractions of 36. Let's see, to turn 9 into 36, we need to multiply it by 4, which means we also have to multiply the numerator by 4. And to turn 12 into 36, we multiply it by 3, which means we also multiply 5 by 3. Now we can just subtract the numerators to get our answer. So, between last year and the year before, your sales increased by 5/36. All these pies we cut up, they're going to go bad unless I eat them.
Hello class, I'm so excited you're watching this video. I hope it helps you a lot. Alright, math today. First, let's warm up with a little multiplication facts. Alright, so 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Awesome. 3 times 0 is 0. 8 times 8 is 64. 6 times 3 is 18. Great job. 4 times 6 is 24. 7 times 10 would be 70. 3 times 8 is 24. 10 times 0 is 0. Great job. 8 times 1 is 8. Yes. 9 times 11 is 99. 0 times 3. 0. 11 times 7 is 77. Perfect. 5 times 3 would be 15. Yes. 3 times 4 is 12. Great job. 10 times 3 would be 30. Perfect. 4 times 0? 0. Yes. Ooh, 6 times 0? 0. Perfect. 7 times 3 would be 21. Yes. 1 times 7 is 7. Yes. Great job. Perfect. Great job. All right. So today in math, you are working on page 192. Now, yesterday you worked on 6A through D. So let's just take a look at those really quickly to make sure you're on the right track. All right, so there you worked on A. It said 3/4 equals something 12ths. Well, what do I multiply 4 by to get 12? 3, right? So I would do the same thing to the top. 3 times 3 is 9. So 9/12 would be my answer there. All right, so then you worked on 6B. All right, 6B says 1 equals something over 7. And I've told you before that any number that has the same numerator and denominator equals 1, so the answer would be 7/7. Great job there. All right, and then C, 4/9 equals something over 81. What times 9 equals 81? 9. All right, so I have to do the same thing to the top. So 4 times 9 is 36. Awesome job. All right, and then the last one you worked on was D, which is 6/11 equals something over 121. What times 11 is 121? 11. So I need to do the same thing to the top. 6 times 11 is 66. All right, so my answer would be 66 over 121. Great job on that. All right, so today what you're doing is 7A through D. So you're going to be changing those improper fractions to a mixed or whole number. And remember how we do that? Let's take a look at A. All right, 11/8. Okay, improper fraction because the numerator is larger than the denominator. So I need to divide. All right, when I divide, it's going to look like this, okay? How many times will 8 go into 11? Just once, right? 1 times 8 is 8. All right, then I subtract. What is the remainder? 3. Okay, now, remember, whole number, numerator, denominator, okay? My whole number is going to be 1. My numerator is going to be 3. My denominator is going to be 8, right? Because it's not changing, right? My denominator is still going to be remain the same. It's still going to be 8, okay? So whole number, numerator, denominator. All right. So you're just going to work on 7, A, B, C, and D. So all you're going to be doing there is dividing. All right, and just remember numerator, denominator, whole number, okay? And sometimes, though, they don't have a remainder. In that case, it's not going to be a mixed number. It's not going to be a whole number and a fraction. It will only be a whole number, okay? And that's going to be on top of the house, okay? So you work on those, do the very best you can. If you need any help, just get in that go-to meeting. I'll be happy to help you or give me a call. All right, I hope everyone has an extraordinary day. Thank you so much for all you're doing. I'll be back with another video for you tomorrow. Bye.